Good morning, fellow humans. I thought I'd do this video. I was thinking about writing it down, but it was going to take me too long. I hate typing on this laptop. It served its purpose, but it would be nice to have one of a little bit better quality, but that's okay. The reason I wanted to do this video, as everybody is aware of all the strangeness and just insanity, the chaos in the world today. And so I'm of the opinion that the whole globe, we're in dire need of a paradigm shift, a conscious or paradigm of consciousness shift. Everything in our modern recorded history, there's always been a monetary system for the larger civilizations, societies and such. And so they've all had this money thing, and in Western society there's been this religious thing. Several denominations of different religions that's kind of about the same thing, but not really, just enough difference to create a division within the entire population of the world, or whatever. So I'm going to start with a Western, a figure very well known in Western religion. And that figure, that person, would be, their name would be Jesus. But who knows if that's really what this person's name was. I mean, after all, they've changed, from whoever wrote the New Testament or whatever, John, Matthew, Tim, Luke, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we know from that right there that we're not getting an accurate account, supposedly, of what was previously established. So anyway, long story short, practically, that I know of, hardly any of these organized religions that claim to be Christian or even focusing and teaching the teachings of Christ. Because if you look through and you read the quotes supposedly from Jesus, and you read through only what he said, not what somebody embellished with this and embellished with that, and somebody interpreted as what God told them about who he, all this stuff. No, it's human. It was created by humans, and humans are a long way, not that they couldn't be, but they're a long way from being the perfection of what the Creator intended. Okay? So they sent, God sent His only begotten Son to show us the way, to teach us, so that we could understand how to live together, how to, look towards the future and make sure that our future, our civilizations, the people, our family, whatever, they're going to have a decent place, and they're also going to have a foundation, a spiritual foundation, an intellectual foundation, so that they will better be able to make better the decisions that need to be made that are going to further humanity, in a good way. Okay, not one that's going to steadily erode and just full of entropy so that we just crumble. Okay, so what I was going to say with Jesus, all right. So say you're a younger person, adolescents or whatever, and you've gone to school, you've heard the people that you've grown up around or have been around, the other kids, the teachers in the schools, whatever, so on and so forth. And so say you're presented with this situation when you're this little child and or an adolescent or whatever, old enough to know the difference between, that's probably okay, no, that's probably not okay. Okay, so you run into this situation, and let's just say, because I would certainly well, I kind of think everybody has these little demon thoughts in their heads at one point, even when you're young. So say you're in the store at the Five Below store or something like that, and you're with your mom, you're with your dad, you're with your parents shopping. So you're looking around at all the little goodies, and all this stuff, and you see, say, this little rubber Super Ball, and it's all really, has this very appealing color, to you. It's very appealing, and you want that. And it's just a little teeny like rubber ball, no big deal. But it's in a bin with maybe about 100 of these balls, So your parents around, whoever walking around looking at stuff, well, you're looking around and you say, well, there's all kinds of stuff. How can I get one of those balls? So you ask your parents, can I get one? No, I'm not buying you anything. I bought you this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, you've accepted that your parents aren't gonna buy this little thing for you. Okay, so what do? Well, you go around. Now, I'm not saying everybody would do this, but I'm sure that probably everybody has thought about doing this at some point in their life. Okay? Let he without sin cast the first stone. Okay, so I think that's a pretty accurate saying, description, or what have you. So being as a kid, and you really want that ball, and your parents are over on the other side of the store, looking at stuff, and you don't see anybody. So you're just like, hey, well, I got to look like, I'm just kind of looking around. And so you pick that little ball up and you slip it into your pocket. You have stolen. But there was something going on up here. And it's like, you aren't supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. But you dismiss it. Everybody, they dismiss these, for the most part, they dismiss these little things, very subtle, just ever so subtle. It's like, that might not be right. Okay, now let's revert back to religious, the religious teachings of Christ. Okay, that little subtle, this may not be. That was Christ. That was Christ trying to communicate with you, giving you an opportunity. Okay, creating an opportunity if you were not aware of, creating an opportunity to process that thought of why that's not right or why that's not done. Why it's considered that's not right. But we ignore that. We ignore that and say, I really want this. My sensual desires really like this multicolored ball, that bounces really high in the air. And if I could just have this is just something that I want. Okay, so you got it. And Christ came to you and said, hey, I can understand, you want the ball and all that, but hey, that's not right to do. How you're getting ready to acquire that thing that you want so desperately. So, and the point I'm making is that generally these people that had congregations and groups of people and whatever and what they call worship and prayer and all this stuff, I think their intentions, and in some cases maybe, their intentions are, they're trying to help people, deal with life. It's so chaotic and there's so much, chaos in the world. So, they're trying to maybe help their congregation or their group of people deal, with the situation. But they're not teaching. They're not teaching that what the Christ taught was that we all have and can have a personal relationship with the Creator, supposedly His Father or whatever. Okay, but that's not taught. No, what's taught in these institutions is obedience. Okay? Obedience of a certain way of thought, a certain way of thinking, and an obedience to follow. Okay? And this is why they're in so much trouble right now, because they're charlatans. They're charlatans, and I'll go as far as to say even thieves. Okay? Because they are stealing the future of humanity. They are muting humanity. They are limiting humanity. And this is artificial intelligence, okay? Artificial intelligence, as in whoever's up here telling these people this stuff was taught by someone else who was heavily influenced with artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth. And you go back and further, and it's very obvious to see for someone who wants to try to figure what exactly is going on here. Okay? Now, and my next little bit, and this is all related to religion and Christ and spirituality, all this stuff. Okay? Basically, the established, what I would now say would be the established status quo management. Okay? They don't want people being more spiritual in a good way. If you want to be spiritual, hey, worship this, worship that, worship doing whatever you want to do as thou wilt, and, so be it. But think about it. Yeah, we have free will, and we are very controlled. But the AI is conditioning us to think that anything that we do or any way that we think outside of the approved curriculum, if you will, training curriculum, is not tolerated at all. Okay? So let me ask you, we're so fearful of being overtaken by AI. What do you think the money meme is? The money meme is artificial intelligence. It's been around since religion. And the two go, they're like this, like that, because one supports the other. If these people were honestly and honorably trying to teach the teachings of Christ, there wouldn't be churches. There wouldn't be preachers and ministers and priests and everything. I mean, yeah, you'd have some people, probably local people, that, yeah, I know a little bit about that. Oh, yeah, I know a little bit. This is my opinion about that. But it's, and that's what we're, I'll say Western, let me just say America. We're brought up, and we have all this division going on, And another thing you have to figure, that most of these people that are in these positions of influence, being able to sway the opinions or whatever of these people. Now this goes to the media, all of it. Everybody that's in these positions, that lots of people, there's a possibility of hordes of people watching what these particular other people say. Or you should know, and this includes your religious leaders and everything, government leaders, entertainment leaders, media whatever, you name it. It's all AI. They are not going to inform anyone that's not within the secret handshake system of what's really going on. And they're all trained in psychology or some type of human behavior type studies. That's these people, they get into, this is a part of it, okay? They learn this stuff. The average person doesn't unless they're curious about it. So anyway, I just wanted to make this a real quick one. I had to get it out there. AI. We have already been assimilated by AI. It is up to us to reprogram the AI, to learn what the Christ is, if that's an interest. You know, if you want to believe in God and say you're a Christian, well, learn the real stuff. And if you dive into it, you trip up and you stumble down the rabbit hole, you will ultimately find out that all of these religions came from the same thing.